Hi folks, I hope you're well. So I cancelled the dentist appointment. Didn't need it. Well, I don't think I need it. Well, because I had some antibiotics left. You can notice the way I speak right now is a bit more of a lisp. That's because I can't really use the right side. Because obviously, yeah, that tooth on the bottom still hurts, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. I did antibiotics, a set of 6, I think. And yeah, I figured yesterday, as the tooth was more painful, I'd take one in the morning, one at night, because you're supposed to take 2 the first day, then 1 every day afterwards. But then I woke up this morning and noticed, oh, interesting. Because when I went to bed last night, even during the night, at one point, the teeth on the right-hand side, those molars, whatever they are, they connected, and wow, there was an incredibly sharp pain. And that was, at about 1 in the morning-ish. Then when I woke up, I realised, no, actually, my teeth can connect. And a little bit. And it doesn't hurt at all now. So last night, even a tiny bit of connection really blinking hurt. So, okay. And also last night, when you feel down the area where the tooth is, right down that gum was incredibly touch sensitive, really painful to touch it. Today, still noticeable, but really painful? No. It's getting better. So it seems as if it was an infection and the antibiotics will do the job. So I thought, well, there's no point in me going to a dentist appointment if that's a simple situation. Yeah. But when I was driving, I would have gone. I would have just got in the car and gone because it would have cost me very little on top of what I've already paid for the car, the insurance, the road tax and the rest. But bus, no. It's going to cost me about £5 there and back. So no. Not unless I have to. And so because there's a very high possibility that the antibiotics are doing the job. Okay. But even when I went to bed, I basically told the body to sort it out. I commanded the white blood vessels to get in there and sort it out because it's their blinking job. It's what they're supposed to do. There are different blood vessels in the body that's supposed to deal with attack and infection and all of that. So do your blinking job. So whether it is the antibiotics or the body finally realising, oh, we can do something about this. Because again, we have a body that's designed to be incredibly intelligent and to deal with things that come in like this. And yet, here we are, all the time having to take antibiotics and other things because the body is behaving stupid. So, no, I said to the body, deal with it. It's your blinking job. White blood vessels get to the area and deal with the infection because, come on, what do you think you're there for? Which is right. Come on. Do your job. Dozy things. Yeah. Seems like that Lamba Bamba had an itch there. Constantly itching her neck. Oh, right, there you go. Yeah. So, yes, it's better. Not 100%, but I went to the shop and I thought, right, because really you want food that you don't really have to chew, because obviously you still don't want to blinking chew stuff, because obviously you get that issue. So you want food that Yesterday I had cottage pie, and cottage pie did a good job, because of course cottage pie is mashed potato and mince. So just swallow it. You don't really need to do much with it, do you? Really? Get it in the mouth, mix it around a bit, swallow it. There you go. Don't need to use your teeth for that one. So perfect, yeah. And for breakfast, I had porridge. Again, job done. Don't need to chew with that at all. So Yeah, I'm hoping that the next couple of days we'll see a major improvement and that the infection will be dealt with because, yeah, I have food that I need to eat. And, I need to eat. So rather than buying food that you don't have to chew again, it'd be more useful if I can chew. So therefore, yeah, that would be the hope for tomorrow that I can then chew a bit more. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, as I say, I can feel, even now sitting here, I notice that there's something going on in the area, but compared to yesterday, no, nowhere near. So that's brilliant. That's good. As I say, going to the dentist, they want to make appointments to do this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. And of course, with wobbly teeth, they want to take them out. And no, I don't want wobbly teeth taken out. Not in any way, shape, or form. Because, yeah, if they're incredibly wobbly to the point that when you chew on them, they're wobbling around, they're nearly falling out, then take them out. What's that now? Some noisy thing on the computer, pain in the ass. It's some thing that I can upgrade something, which I don't want to upgrade, so you get that all the time. Noisy things, aren't they? Yes. Anyway, so there you go. Yeah. Well, as I say, that will be helpful. Yeah. Because again, I had the blowing of the nose, the sinuses producing so much snot, it was absolutely bloody well ridiculous. And over what? Nothing at all. So I had that. Then I had the chesty coughing up crap all the time. Well, I had the coughing before that, the consistent coughing all the time. And then the coughing stopped, but I still had to cough up crap. Yeah, mucus or whatever it was. Often during the day. Well, then both of those went. The nose running went, turned into the cough. The cough went, that turned into the coughing up crap. And then that went. And then I'll get a tooth. I was like, come on! Really? Body, pack it up. Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it, really? You go, come on. Enough. Enough. To have that. All because of nothing, really. All because of the fact that probably, I think the reason why I had all that chesty and nose running and all that bloody stuff, because I was walking back from Asda, coming in bags, and my nose was running, I just sniffed it back in rather than, put the bags down and blew my nose. Because the problem is, if you got that, because the temperature was like 0 or just above 0, your nose is running all the bloody time. Every couple of minutes, you've got to stop and put the bags down and blow your nose. Sod that. It'd be better if I could have caught a bus. But I couldn't because there were no bloody buses at that time. Rather than waiting around, walk. But walking is a problem with that. And so, therefore, I had all that crap. Yeah. And then, as I say, some infection got into the tooth somehow. Over something. What thing? I don't know. Oh, and I'm dealing with the benefits agency as well. They want to, they say that they paid more money in the past than they should have done. And I went, okay. I said, what do you mean you pay more money? And they said, well, we believe that you told us that the rent was higher. And I said, well, no, I didn't. And secondly, even if I did, you're supposed to have proof. You don't pay housing benefit without proof that the rent is what the person claims. And they took no notice of that. But by law, no, they can't. They have to have a letter with proof of the rent or a tenancy agreement, new tenancy agreement, showing the higher rate of rent before they do that. And they took no notice of their own ways and rules of doing things. But they're saying that because I made a mistake, which they think I did, right? And maybe I did, because I have sleep apnea. Sometimes I have phone calls where, as I say, I've had it on videos when I try to find a word and I can't think or find it. So, yeah. And again, yeah, as I said to him, I thought that maybe that was being paid for a certain reason. Well, for example, yeah, if they're paying the rent calendar month, well, then the landlord wants it being paid every 4 weeks. But if they're paying it calendar month, then they'd be paying more. They'd be paying about 20 odd pounds more a month. Well, more than that, about £40 more. Because there's supposed to be 13 payments, but they're only paying 12. So therefore, they should be paying more on top, covering the 13th payment, yes? But that's what I thought they're doing. Well, either that, or it's another one of these government schemes of, helping out the people who are poor, helping out the people who are in need of help. Because they've had so many schemes, and I thought it might just be another one of those. And so I was just grateful in the fact, okay, I'm getting a bit extra. It wasn't that much extra. But then they're saying, oh, you've got to pay it back. And I said, excuse me, why were you paying it in the first place? Did I provide a letter? They went, no. Okay, did I provide a tenancy agreement? They said, no. I said, well, then you shouldn't have been paying it, should you? The proof that you have is that the rent was what the rent is. So why were you paying more? Yeah. And they investigated it because I appealed. And the person who appealed works for that department. It's a head of that department that made the mistake. And so, they're saying they still want to get the money back. Sod off. No. No. Because, the law, UK housing law says that if no proof of higher rent charge, the benefit won't be paid at a higher rate. You have to prove it. And there was no proof. So, then they're saying that because I made a mistake, I go, no, excuse me, you made the mistake as well. Yeah, if I make a mistake and I think the rent is higher, whether I did or not, I don't know. They've never actually provided me with a phone call or evidence of what I said. But yeah, if I did, then the reality is what they're supposed to do is say, okay, we need a letter from your landlord or, proof of the rent being raised. They never did it. They never got that. And yet they apparently still paid a higher rate. Nutters. Well, again, that's okay, but then blaming me for it alone? No, sorry. No, expecting me to be fully responsible for that, even though the whole system is supposed to be responsible for making sure that doesn't happen, and it didn't work. Yeah, well, there you go. You take care. God bless.